All right, so someone asked me to make a video about my curves on the 360 excavator. So first thing I want to start out with is the pump is channel 5. And if you come over here and look, my center is 1341. Center is normally 1500. So I went ahead and I had to change the center to 1341 in order to get the pump to initialize. So that puts me at 1803. So if I go up one, so that one's at 1417, 1411. That one's at 1500, 1472. So normally they would all be 1500. So channel 7, this is a track. So I have negative 7.3 sub trim, which is why that's 1537. 6 is a track. I have positive 3 sub trim, which is why that's at 1515. The other ones, I can't explain why channel 4 is so far off from 15, or channel 3. It should not be. Okay, yeah, that's this one is actually set at 1514 on channel 3, so that's why that's at 1411. Channel 2, channel 1, 1472, and I've limited the travel negative 85 and positive 110. So anyways, we'll go on to the next page onto curves. So I have a curve 3. So this is just a standard 3-point positive 100% on the negative side and positive 100% on the positive side. So on a normal servo, if we can find one, so this would be how you change a curve on a servo. You want the negative side being down here on the negative and the positive side being on the positive. So if you were to move your stick when you start going left, it's going to follow this same trajectory back to center and then move it to the right, and this is the positive side that will go when you go to the right. So so I have also curve 8. So what this is doing, we will get in here and look at it. So I'm limiting the pump at 65% so that it doesn't scream. So I have 65, 65, 65, 65, and then 50, and then 1, which that could be 0, it wouldn't matter. And then we have 51 there, and 70, 70, 70, and 80. So basically when I'm going to the right, I have this curve set up so that it's ramping up to 80% when I'm all the way on the positive side. So that'd be either right or up on a stick. And then on the downside, so left or down is gonna max out at 65% the whole way. So I have curve 3 and curve 8. Now I did do a custom curve. I don't normally do custom. Let me back out of here. So let's look at this. And yeah, I did another custom on that one. So that's for a servo. So what I was trying to do, This is custom as well. So I kept it on 0. So when I start to move a stick, it's going to stay on 0 for the first little bit and do nothing. So what that's doing is essentially adding exponential. And then it's going to slowly, it's going to stay the same speed for a little bit, and then the last throw of my stick is going to ramp it up pretty fast. But most of my, so nothing in the beginning, and then the same speed at a slow speed, and then all the way it ramps the speed up. And then I did it a little different on the other side. I didn't have it with so much of a dead spot. I only stayed on 0 for just a little bit, and then I started going. And let's see if I can find another one. So here, all right, so instead of type is standard. So with standard, you're not changing the X, you're only changing, customizing the Y-axis. So your X is put in automatically, depending on where you put your Y. So I put this at 0, so that means I want a little bit of expo, which would be to the left. So I want just a little bit of expo in the beginning, so it's not going to do nothing. And then I only want it to go 10% when it finally does start to do something. And then a little more, it's going to jump to 25, a little more to 50, and then finally all the way would be to 100. And then on this side, I went right away, it's jumping to 20%. As soon as I give it a little, it's going to jump right up to 20%. So if that's opening a valve, it's going to open the valve quicker. On this side, it's going to open the valve slower. So what I'm trying to do sometimes is match when my pump starts to when the valve opens. So I don't really want the pump revving up a lot. I want it to be matched. So that's why I have to make a custom curve. So I have a curve for the pump that I can mess with, and then I have the curve for the valve. And if I can get them in sync, what you don't want is you don't want to open the valve first, and then like on the boom, it would drop the boom first if you open the valve before the pump. So you at least want to have the pump spinning a little bit first, or if you can time it perfectly, then you want it to the pump to spin at the same time that the valve opens, so that the boom won't drop, because the boom on an excavator has enough weight that just by opening the valve and no pump, it'll actually drop the boom. You don't really have that problem so much with the stick as you do the boom. But anyway, so that's how you can use curves to dial in exactly what you want your valve to do and what you want your pump to do. There's a standard thing you can do in like mixer. It's in inputs as well, but I'll go to mixer. So we'll go to 5 as the pump channel, and so right here we will edit, and you can come here to where it says curve, and you can go to function. And then if you do the X, function X means that it is only going to be on the positive side, like make a V. So no matter which way you move a stick, it's going to spin the pump the same direction. And that's what the X does. So for a simple pump mix, you can just put the X in there. Now, some pumps, I think, have ESCs that only have like a forward direction only. For instance, like if you're racing, they don't allow reverse on a race course. So you'll have to have your ESC set to forward only. And I think some of these pump ESCs that these machines have, I think, are set up that way to forward only. So you don't have to have anything in there that does that. So hopefully this video explained something and didn't confuse. And that was my purpose anyways, was to help.